5-minute mystery.
Well, Jerry boy, this should be the greatest haul in history. Real setup. That stupid Williams tipping me to that heist he and his gang made. Boy, oh boy, are they stupid. Uh-oh, there's a store right up ahead. Jules Jewelry. Now to park this thing. I'll leave it running so I can scram out of here in a hurry. What? No doorman here at Jules? Oh, well, that fire plug will do. Won't make any difference. I'll be right out. There. Now to go see Jules.
How do you do? May I help you, young man?
Yes, indeed, Pop. I'm getting engaged tonight. I need something extra special in the way of diamonds. You got any?
Oh, yes, a very nice selection. Something in a ring, eh? Just step back here. I think I can find something you like.
Okay, Pop.
Now, here are a few choice ones. This one is a
Cut the comedy,
hardware.
Pop. I got a gun here.
Huh?
Now, let's you and me step back into the little room for a little chat. Just keep on moving.
What's the meaning of this? Is this a holdup?
Look, Jules, I know you're the fence for the Williams mob. You're in pretty deep, so don't start crying to me. Now, dig up that haul they brought in today and be quick. I want to borrow it.
I'm warning you, you'll be caught.
Cut the stalling.
Okay. Here they are, just under this table. Now, take them. And this, too, you stupid. Oh!
You're a little too old to try that, Jules. That tap on the head will hold you for a good long time. Ta-ta, man. Thanks for the loan. Oh, excuse me, lady. Sorry I bumped you. I'm rushing to get married, you know. Now, that, Jerry, me boy, was a sweet job. Another 15 minutes, and I'll be past the city limits. They're not looking for me. I've been speeding. Hey, maybe they are. Nothing went wrong back there, did it? Oh, no, it couldn't have. Now's no time to get panicked. Not with 15 grand in those little rocks. I guess I'd better pull over.
Hey, mister. You own this car? Your name Jerome Smith?
Yeah, that's right. What's up?
We got orders to delay you. You got a date with homicide for the murder of Jules Buck. I hope you knew him.
In just a moment, the conclusion of our story. But first... And now, back to our story.
What's all this about murder and homicide?
Well, we got an all-car call. Seems some guy bumped into a dame outside this Jules Jewelry. It was past 6 when he was usually closed, and she figured something was funny, so she goes in and finds this Jules dead. Knocked over the head a little too hard. She calls the cops, and they come over. This dame saw you jump into the car, and she described you good. But what caught you was funny. And 5-10 minutes before that, this same squad car crew gave your car a ticket for being parked in front of a hydrant with the motor running. You're going to pay a lot for breaking the parking laws.
Another 5-minute mystery. In a small Mexican town just across the border, Inspector Howard Hanley sits comfortably in a side street cafe.
Inspector Hanley! Has anyone seen the inspector?
The table by the window, I think you'll find him there.
Inspector Hanley! Oh, there you are. I am so afraid I'll not find you.
Wild excitement, Pedro.
It is the Americanos in the old Manuelo place. You must come quickly.
Mr. and Mrs. Sheppard, you mean? What's up? Don't tell me it's another seance.
Oh, plenty she is up. A little while ago I come in from the horses. Mr. Sheppard and Mr. Cortez, they are there in the library.
And Mrs. Sheppard?
She's dead. Senor Cortez, he sent me for you.
Oh, you made a fast trip, Pedro. We'll make a faster one back. Come on. Looks like we've got some excitement on our hands. Oh, Inspector Hanley. You have looked at the body? Yes, stabbed. One good blow. Been dead for about an hour, maybe more.
Oh, no, it can't be.
Mr. Sheppard seems to be taking this pretty hard.
Inspector, this is a most terrible thing which has happened. I almost feel responsible myself.
Do it. I couldn't have. Inspector Hanley, you've got to believe me.
Hey, what's going on here?
I will explain, Inspector. You no doubt are familiar with the fact that Mrs. Sheppard was quite a believer in the supernatural.
Well, I knew she had seances up here frequently.
I myself am somewhat known in the field of hypnotism. Mrs. Sheppard, she asked me to come up here this afternoon to see my work.
I see.
When I arrived, she asked me to perform for her. Mr. Sheppard, he do not like this stuff too much, especially when she begged him to let me hypnotize him.
Mr. Sheppard fought your attempts to hypnotize him?
See, it was very difficult for me to perform. The best results come when the subject is willing.
I see. Shepard, what do you say to this?
I don't know, Inspector. I only know I was determined he wouldn't hypnotize me. I had a headache anyway, and finally I guess I must have blown up about the whole thing and left the room. I went upstairs and fell asleep. The next thing I knew...
That is not so, Inspector. He was while he was in his hypnotic state that he killed Carl. 1 minute he was just standing there while I was concentrating over him, and the next minute he grabbed that knife and he stabbed Carl. Because then he ran out of the room and upstairs.
Are you calling the man a liar?
Not a liar, Inspector. When Mr. Sheppard awoke, he may have thought that I did not hypnotize him, but regretfully enough, in this situation, I did.
Well, Mr. Sheppard, it looks pretty bad.
Oh, no, I didn't do it. I couldn't.
Hold on, Sheppard. I said it looks pretty bad, but not for you. I'm holding our friend Cortez here for the murder of your wife.
Why did Inspector Hanley arrest Cortez for murder? You know the clue? In a moment we'll hear, but first... our story.
Cortez, you gave a very convincing story of hypnotizing Mr. Sheppard and of how, while in that hypnotic state, he killed his wife, went upstairs, and then awakened, not realizing what he'd done. You're a fake, Cortez. It's obvious you don't know too much about hypnotism, or you wouldn't have given yourself away. You said quite plainly that Sheppard here fought your attempts to hypnotize him. The best hypnotist in the world will tell you that you cannot hypnotize a person against his will. Come out of that trance, Cortez. You're under arrest.
Another 5-minute mystery. Well, Inspector, how are things progressing on the Stats case? The missing woman been located yet?
No, I'm afraid not, O'Malley. Not a sign since she disappeared last Tuesday night.
How's the husband taking it?
As well as can be expected. He's got several thousand set up for ransom just in case. I'll get it. Inspector Fitzmaurice speaking.
Inspector, this is Howard Stats. Could you come over right away? It's very important.
What is it?
A big box just arrived at my house, not over 15 minutes ago. It's supposed to be some fishing tackle I had stored up for the winter.
Well, what about it?
Inspector, it's not the fishing tackle. It's too heavy. I haven't had nerve enough to open it, but I think it might be a body.
Yeah, let's turn this end up.
From the Caldwell Storage Company, Midville, PA, first class special.
I didn't want to open it, Inspector, until you arrived.
How long ago did you say this arrived?
About 6. My sister Abby received it.
But I didn't think of its being anything but Howard's fishing equipment until the man who brought it in said something about its being mighty heavy.
I hope I'm wrong, Inspector, but something told me to expect the worst.
I'll soon find out. Really wrapped up tight. Now, to break these flaps. Let's see. Holy.
It's Claire.
Good heavens. I knew it. I knew those devils would try something like this.
Oh, I can't bear it. I can't.
Mr. Stats, are you expecting this box from the storage company?
Yes, I was. I usually have my fishing equipment stored up for the winter. I wrote them a few days ago.
Oh, don't you see, Inspector? Whoever killed Claire must have known about Howard's expecting this package. They hoped he'd just put it away in the basement, maybe, and not ever think
Yes, I'm afraid it wouldn't have looked so good for you, Mr. Stats.
How long do you think she was dead, Inspector?
The coroner will have to set that, but I'm afraid she didn't have a chance.
You mean she's been dead since Tuesday? Since she disappeared?
That's the way it looks to me.
But if anyone wanted her money, they wouldn't have to kill her. Why didn't they just ask for a ransom?
Maybe this party was the one party that couldn't get a ransom.
Why, what do you mean by that, Inspector? I'd have paid anything to get Claire back safely. Anything.
But you couldn't pay yourself ransom, Mr. Stats. Nor could your sister, for that matter.
Why, what are you driving at, Inspector?
Just this, Mr. Stats. I'm holding you and your sister for the murder of your wife.
Why did the inspector arrest these two for murder? Do you know the clue? In a moment we'll hear, but first... And now, back to our story.
Why, this is outrageous. You can't prove a thing.
Oh, can't I? You did a nice job of fixing up that package to make it look like a first-class special parcel. But that package never even went through the mails. It was here in this house all the time, waiting for you to spring it. It may interest you, too, to know that the United States Post Office will not accept first-class packages weighing over 70 pounds. It's pretty obvious that any human body crated up tips the scales way over that.